Hello world, here we are once again at WellCare in Las Vegas for another graduation. This is Edward Bevilacqua, and we are joined by many people, more than 20 people in one of the 7 great cities of the world as we're doing graduation for the WellCare program once again. And today we have the final 2 people from the very first historic class at WellCare. And of the other people in the first class, how many do we have? 1, 2. What about you, Kevin? Huh? Aren't you in the first class? Yeah, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Leah's out here somewhere, right? 5. And anyone else? And other people are working. So that's the purpose here, right? The purpose is to do this, get jobs, move forward, be productive, go to stage 2, then stage 3. And so, I'm just very proud to be here because we have the last 2 guys of the first historic WellCare class. And we're going to acknowledge them. And the way we do it here, for the people who haven't been to a graduation, is we give a little bit of history about what we do, but then we want to acknowledge how they helped this become a better school. Because it's not just us helping you, it's you helping us. Because one of Nolan Bushnell's things that we live by, one of his, I don't know if it's an axiom or a dictum, but it is just to strive to be never as crappy as we are today. So when we have students here, you help make the school better. And we want to acknowledge that. And this is live on YouTube for the whole world. The other thing we're going to do after the graduation is our memorization. So how many people did memorization yesterday? 1, 2, no. 1, 2, 3. We had like 5 people do it yesterday. Okay, Keon's not here. So we're going to do some of that, and so you can get the actual live experience of how it feels to be doing it while we're live on air. I don't do sign language, that's okay. Yeah. Okay, so what are we doing? So the school, our school, Novum-U, has its roots back to 1989 in Los Angeles County. And the idea of the school was to the founder, Dale Larson, his goal, what he wanted to do was enable all parents to be able to buy shoes for their kids. And that was his thing, Colin. That's what he did. And in 2011, we got involved with the school and decided to put a classroom, start opening classrooms out here in Nevada. And we got lucky that the CEO of Zappos gave us a classroom and supported us for the first 2 years. And what is Zappos?
The biggest shoe company in the world.
Correct. Zappos is the biggest shoe company, tennis shoe seller in the world. So it's just kind of like a little serendipity type thing that we went from a school that started in 1989 so that all adults could buy tennis shoes for their kids to moving to Las Vegas and being supported by the largest tennis shoe seller in the country, in the world. And so, but our mission here changed a little bit from California. California, yeah. Okay, Kevin. So, but our mission changed here a little bit. So in California, it was to help working class people buy tennis shoes for their kids. But here we went and did kind of a pivot and started focusing on people who really needed help, which were people in jail and prison. And so since then, we've had a classroom in the Clark County Detention Center, 5th floor South Tower, and we have 3 classes per day. And we've been in the Department of Corrections one prison, Casa Grande, since 2013 when we started here, first class. And we've been inside of Casa Grande since 2015. And recently, this month, we started class in what? Southern Desert. So we have a class in Southern Desert. On February 4th, we'll have our second class in Southern Desert. And on February 4th, we're going to be having our first class in Florence McClure, which is what? The women's prison. So we're going to be in there. And then in March, we're going up to Northern Nevada, and we'll have classrooms in a couple prisons in Northern Nevada. And we've been asked to put a classroom in the fire camp at 3 Lakes, if anybody knows where that is. Anybody know 3 Lakes? Okay. No, it's at Southern Desert. And then at Jean, the women's prison in Jean, that sounded like me. So our mission, we're a business. We're not a nonprofit. We're a business. We have a sustainable financial model, and we have some very good people, starting with Nolan Bushnell, the founder of Atari and Chuck E. Cheese, who has created the curriculum that everybody here studies. And then we have other people who are partners of the school, involved with the school, employers for our employees, a lot of partners, Goodwill, Grimaldi's, Fifth Avenue Restaurant Group, VRI, is that one? Is that okay? We have a lot of employers who are partners to help people move forward, and we're always bringing on new employment partners for you. And one day we'll get them to come to our, maybe next month, we'll get them to come to, some of them to come to the graduation. So our mission is, here was people in prison and jail, and we came across WellCare. WellCare said, you know what, we have a lot of people who we're trying to help move forward, and we can do certain things, but there's this gap about getting people employed, and it's called what? Skills. It's called the skills gap. Yeah. Okay, and the skills gap is getting wider because of what? Technology. Skills gap is getting wider, so it becomes more important. And not only that, it becomes important to become autodidactic, which means what?
I don't
know. Which means what?
Automatically adaptable?
Daniel, huh? Self-taught. Self-taught. Being able to teach yourself. Why? Why is that important?
Because the curriculum has changed. Like we watching the videos, like somebody can learn something one year, and then when they're finished after 3 years, what they learned the first year doesn't mean anything.
Exactly. Technology is changing things so fast, you can't depend upon or rely upon somebody teaching you how to do things. You have to be able to teach yourself. And so WellCare said, you know, we've got all of these people, we're helping people to this level, but we really want them to get employed, but the problem is there's a skill gap. Can you help us? We said, yeah, and then over about a year period, we figured out how we can help, and now we've been in Reno for 3 months, and this is our second month here, and you know, we have class number 2 here, which is virtually everyone in this, except for the 6 or 7 people who were here before. So you're the second class. And I think even though it's the second class, you should feel, you know, very proud, because it's usually second is new and improved, right? First is the original, second is new and improved.
Yeah, you got through all the bumps in the first one.
Exactly. But so guys that are first 20 years from now, 30 years from now, as this program is continuing with WellCare, still look back and say, you know, I was in the first class. The second class can say, yeah, but we are the new and improved group of people. Our business goal is to get what? Is to do what? Classrooms, what?
300.
Yeah, to get classrooms, 300 classrooms by the end of 2020. Have classrooms in 300 classrooms, which could be 200 prisons.
So you guys gonna be hired?
Correct. I guess you weren't here that day. So, Lauren, do you have one of those certificates?
Yes.
So our business mission is to get classrooms in 300, have 300 classrooms by the end of 2020. And what that would do, every classroom will have about 500 people per year go through it. So anybody good at math? 500 people times 300 classrooms?
Oh, sheesh, an army.
15,000.
Add one more zero.
150,000.
150,000 people we will be helping. Now that's stage one. And we are looking for 30,000 people, 20% of those to actually get all the way through stage two, which is how many?
30,000.
30,000. Now, how many schools have more than 30,000 people graduating a year?
None.
Adults?
None.
Few.
Well,
You know, like maybe University of California type of thing, where you take all of the UC schools or Cal State, or, you know, but not a lot. And so part of our ability to get in to do the things we do is first person perspective, people who have lived the life, because you have a little bit more credibility, right? So when I go into the prison, I can assure you that I have a lot more credibility, not just saying I'm an attorney and I went to a good school in the Bay Area, but that I also had a 7-year term in California for white collar crime. And then when I add on top of that my restitution, now people in class, we can relate, right? And so, so we want to build our base of 300 schools based upon having people who have been in school. In fact, since 1989, our policy has been our instructors are people who graduated from the school, because we want them to know what we do.
and be passionate about it.
And be passionate about it. And so an incentive we have that now, El Martin, Mike, who else is in housing here? Leah, where did she go? Leah, Andrew, Zenobia. We'll shout out for the world that they're in here right now. Every week that you do what you're supposed to do, you get one of these certificates, which says what?
$1,000.
Yeah, $1,000. So when we accomplish our goal of getting our classrooms, this is a promissory note that's due.
Oh.
And you get one a week.
Oh.
Every week that you do what you're supposed to do, you get one of these. If you go to stage two, go to stage two. And then if we hire you and you do everything you're supposed to do, you get one of these a week. And so it's a little bit less than 100 weeks from now is when we want to have our goal accomplished. So how many could Keith or El Martin or Mike or Andrew or Zenobia or Leah or Lauren or Kevin or Todd, other graduates of the class, how many of these could they have? John? 100. 100. Now what could you do with 100 pieces of paper? $100,000.
Lord, start a life.
Okay. Okay. Well, I wouldn't start a fire with $100,000, but okay. You could buy a house, right? Okay. Huh?
Put the paper that it's wrapped in.
Or invest into a better life.
Correct.
Yes.
And so that's our thing. That's our thing. So we're a business. Our business is opening up classrooms, doing what we do, doing the curriculum that you do, and then going on from there, stage two, and then stage three. That's what we do. Now I want to talk about the next thing, which is the people who are graduating today and how they've made the school better. So you should say the envelope goes to.
And the envelope goes to.
Okay, but you got to say it like Keon would say it.
I got it. And this envelope goes to.
Yeah, right. Okay, Keith Merriweather. So Keith, why don't you come on over here? So I remember, congratulations. Here you go. Come on over. Why don't you get in the picture? So I remember when Keith started. And my thought was, okay. See, because Keith is very quiet, right? Has anybody ever seen Keith raise his hand? Not really, not a lot, not a lot, but Keith shows up and he's in his seat. And, many times we had situations with Keith where, okay, what do I do now, right?
Yeah.
But then what happened? That started getting fewer and fewer and fewer. And then I started noticing Keith telling Joe what to do, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So he went from, kind of the Navy SEALs. So Navy SEALs training is do one, learn one, teach one. So right now, when you're saying, how do I do this? The internet's broken, my password doesn't work, all of those things, we come over and we say, do this. Are you learning a lot?
Yes. Yeah.
How? Because you don't remember how to do it. But what you're learning is how to follow instructions.
Repetition.
Okay? But it's following instructions. And people who are good employees can hear something and then do it. That's part of learning. And so that was a lot of how Keith started. How do I do this? I can't do this. This is happening. The dog ate my notebook. No, not really. We never had those situations. But a lot of that. Then you go to the next stage, which is you learn how to do it. You actually know how to do it. And I know, or I'm positive, everybody in here has not experienced me or anybody really having to go over and help Keith do anything. But it started. We did, right?
Yeah, it did.
But now, not only do we not, then he's gone to the third stage, which is to teach one. And when you go from learn, which means I know how to do it, to teach, where do you think you actually learn the most?
By teaching.
Yeah, you learn the most when you're teaching somebody else to do it. That's why the Navy SEALs do their training this way. Because when people are on a mission as a Navy SEAL, if something goes wrong, what happens? People die, okay? So this is a system that we use for training. And Keith has helped the school because when new people showed up sitting next to him, he didn't do well, I'm just focused on my thing. I'm not really here to help you. He helped. And Keith has been good spirits. I can't remember you pouting. Do you have any pouting days?
No.
No. And, but we all know other people who've pouted, right?
Yeah.
No, just kidding. I'm just doing that for the camera, not for you. But we have experienced that, and that's a good learning experience too, for people to handle it, not get rattled. And so Keith has been one of the guys who has been solid, showing up every day. That's the biggest thing for work, is when you show up every day and people can count on you being here. And then you just do your work, just plug through it, not a lot of drama, just do it. And so Keith, that's how you made the school better. How about saying something to the world about your experience, hopes for the future?
All right. When I first started this mission, there was people already ahead of me on the mountain. And that's what I was doing. I was climbing the mountain. You guys didn't get there with me, but you're on your way. I was nervous when I got here, and the work was tedious. And I could have just stayed focused on home and not helped the man to my left or to my right, but I decided not to, and by doing so, I gave back. So what I want to say now to you all, keep up the good work, and you'll be up here too.
Great.
Oh.
And this next envelope goes to El Martin Jara.
Okay, it's El Martin.
El Martin.
We didn't do this last week with you?
No.
We just said you're moving in.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, perfect. So El Martin has a distinction of this is you finished 4 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you miss a couple days or something like that? Okay, you went straight through.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had some other people who had a little gap. Mike, was that you? Have you graduated yet? Okay, so that's right. Okay, good. I'm just trying to give a shout out because it's on YouTube Live, and you just never know if somebody's going to want to watch it or who's watching. So El Martin started, and I refer to him as El Martin, E-L, which means what? Yeah.
Helps the school.
So if you're going to say your name is Martin or Martin, you might as well be El Martin, right? Have actually a little bit, even more to it.
To it, yeah.
So when Martin started, sat in the back, did his job, had skills, has skills. We went down to the Christmas dinner, spent a little time with Martin about, what's your background, what do you do, what's going on, got a little more information about, what we do, how it's perceived. What are you, mad dogging me? Okay. Back to the talk. So down at the Christmas thing, spent some time with Martin and observing Martin with other students. And I think everybody here can agree that, Martin is a guy that you can approach, talk to, knowledgeable, knows what's going on. When WellCare asked us if we could take some more people into the house, like, can you take more people into the house? That kind of thing, like, not in a bad way, in a very good way. Like, do you have any open beds? Do you have something, or thing as well? Who is ready? So we can't, our program is education, and housing is for students. Housing is not for, we're not an extension of WellCare in terms of behavioral health or that kind of counseling. We are a school, and people need to be able to have housing to continue their education, and that gives them a good solid foundation to go out and get jobs and do stuff, but it's really for school. And so the question, when we got asked the question of, can you take anyone else? Do you have any extra beds? We said, yeah. Who? And we had to think of, well, who is it that we can take now before they graduate? Because once you graduate and you're in our house, you have to have education, continue education, and have a job. And so, Martin's name came up. We had a discussion with WellCare, and you've been in the house how long?
1 week.
1 week? Okay, so maybe you can talk about that when you come up, and about your experiences there and how it's all good system. We're trying to make it Rad Park, right? And maybe you can address how things go sideways from Rad Park, and then how you get back into Rad Park. But and then the reports I get from Lauren of how's the house going, how's Martin doing, how are the other guys, how's everybody doing, and it works out so that the chemistry is good. So just as you've observed in here that, never, like Keith and other people that are in here from before, Martin is just in the back working, contributes, asks questions, answers questions. When I ask a question, he's got an answer. And so Martin has made the school better by participating. And I think, when people participate, other people want to participate. And when you have good questions, other people want to be able to ask good questions. And so, Martin, you've made the school better by being here and helping out with the questions and now being in the house. So congratulations.
Yeah. So first thing I want to say is, when I first heard about this program, I didn't want to do it. They said it's a job readiness program. I don't want to do it. I felt like I knew how to write a resume, how to build a resume, how to get a foundational job. When I found out that this class was going to be taught by the rector, someone who is successful, I automatically changed my mind and told them to sign me up. I believe and I understand that to be successful, you have to learn from people who are successful. I want to thank the director for being a great leader. I want to thank Lauren for being a great support. She is the backbone, I think, to Novum-U. And I want to thank all you guys for making class a little bit easier, having great conversations and things like that. The house is really Rat Park. It's great. It's amazing. Great vibes. It's way different from 9th Street or Annex. Everybody's in there are good people. I think I am a success of stage 1, and you guys can kind of see what it's like. I am employed and I am living in housing. I start work tomorrow. So I want you guys to understand that this is more than a class. This is an investment in your guys' future. That's how important it is. So don't take it lightly. Stay in class and keep doing what you guys need to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Martine. Let's see. Do we have anybody who's a graduate that wants to say anything? You don't have to, but if you would like to, it would be good. We are live on YouTube.
He loves it. He loves it.
I love it. So, part of the good is dealing with the bad. This week we had a little bit of a bad thing happen, and another one of Nolan Bushnell's dictums, one of the things that he says to kind of a little soundbite, a little meme, is everybody has an idea when they're in the shower. It's what you do with that idea when you get out of the shower that makes the difference. And so, this week we had a little bit of an incident, and what happened was people stepped up, came together, solved the problem, and Andrew was the guy who was very instrumental in having that situation not go really bad. It was bad, but it could have gone worse. And Lauren was involved, and Andrew was involved, and there was a couple other people involved. Martine was involved. And so, I just want to acknowledge that part of the program here, part of this idea of Rat Park from the TED Talk, is people coming together, not just when things are good, but when things are not good, and trying to make it better. So I want to acknowledge Andrew for stepping up and taking charge, helping take charge, and get a situation that could have gone really bad and just have it bad. So.
What I want to say to you guys is don't ever feel like you're alone. You've got a person to the left of you, to the right of you. You never know what kind of things that you are going through or that they're going through. So always be kind and ask questions, talk to people, because you guys keep each other together. You are the glue that binds. So never be afraid to talk to anyone about anything. If you need somebody to talk to, like I've said before, you can come to me, talk to me. I'm usually here with class. I start work next week, but I'll be here on Fridays, helping out with Lauren and director, anything you need. So if you need me, you have my ears, and don't ever feel like you're alone. All right?
Okay, so we're kind of stalling, waiting for the cupcakes to show up.
I did notice that.
There's cupcake.
There's cupcake.
Okay, so, and one just arrived. Okay. So Leah was the first person that moved in, right?
Yep.
And she was in class 1. And first, when I said, does anybody want to come up, Leah put the hood over her face. But then she came over and said she would like to say something. So, Leah, please come up.
Okay, when I first started the class, it was to get out of housing real quick, just to have something to do during the day, instead of sitting around and listening to the gossip of of WellCare. It was really getting absurd, and the repetition of it was driving me insane. So it was nice to have somewhere that challenges you, somewhere that you can go and just focus on one small task at a time, and to get away from the craziness of the whole thing and just really have your brain challenged. You know, and then I was the first person to move into housing, and it's really nice. The housing is really nice, and it turns out to be like a family, really. You know, a lot of us don't have family that we can lean on, you know, and it all turns into, we all might not like each other before we get there, but when you come into the housing and everything like that, you depend on each other, you live together, you guys start connecting in ways that you wouldn't have normally, you know, because living at WellCare can be a lot of tension. But when you start doing things to improve yourself and start being a little bit more selective with who you spend your time with so that they're not draining your energy too, everything turns out better. You guys will be more happy. You guys will be able to focus on keeping your time occupied by having a job and doing things productive. Okay, I know it seems like a lot right now, but once you get into the routine of everything, you will have so much time on your hands, you don't know where it came from. You'll be like, oh my gosh, I work like a 9 hour long job, but I still get everything at home done too. You know, you start finding energy. I know you guys might not have a lot right now, but once you guys become happy with your situation, your whole outlook on life changes, you know? So just keep pushing, okay? And don't lose faith that you can change it. All right?
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Leah. So it's kind of fun being up here, right?
Yeah, that's super fun. No cortisol at all.
Okay. Welcome to my world.
I have one thing to say to that.
Okay, hold on one second. So I just want to give a special acknowledgement to WellCare for what they do, because yeah, it's hard, it's frustrating, there's issues, there's this, there's that, but I'll tell you, it's hard to be in their position.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not like herding cats. It's like herding feral cats sometimes, not always, sometimes, right? Because everybody has their own free will. Everybody believes they know what is the best thing to do. But when you have several thousand people trying to do what they think is the good thing for them, it gets to be hard to support everybody. And, you know, we have been doing housing, you know, type stuff for over a year. And it was, I mean, it's hard. So it's hard for you. It's hard for WellCare to do it. And, you know, I think we can, you know, it's fair to say, yeah, it's frustrating, but it's a lot better than it could be.
Nobody
Right.
likes taking care of adults.
Huh?
Just nobody really likes taking care of adults, and that's what WellCare does.
Okay, good point. So you know, they do that. Somebody has to do it. They do a very good job. You know, from the perspective of being in the middle of it, it might seem not good, but when you're on the outside looking in, they really, they do a good job. And to get us to come in and do this, because we're really good at what we do, and I think everybody agrees here that, you know, at least you're getting the value, you're getting what you pay for, right? Which is nothing, but one person got it, 2 people got it, okay. But we're, you know, we're good at what we do, and, you know, I take it as it was a privilege to come in and do this with WellCare, that it was very lucky for us to do it, because in my meetings with Mars and Max and Delsa and Rob and Christine and Annette, these are people that care about helping you move forward. And so I just want to, on air, on YouTube, live to the whole world, just acknowledge that, you know, WellCare makes all of this possible, and they just give us the opportunity to do what we do.
Do the hand of WellCare.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so memorization. Oh,
I have one thing to say.
okay.
It's very important really to understand. You know, I'm not trying to be known by anybody. I don't care. I don't care who you are. But
Kevin.
one thing that you have.
Kevin, the camera's up here.
But one thing you have to understand is look at
They can't hear you.
look at the
In Ethiopia.
director's efforts. Look at that beautiful lady's effort. Both of them actually are actually. So these people, I mean, including right now Andrew, everybody's putting so much effort to show that we can change. Remember, nobody trusted us when we came from prison. All right, nobody really counts us. We were just nothing. But now somebody's caring for us, so let's show them. You know, that's what I want to say.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. Okay, is anybody ready? Memorization. Anybody? Huh?
It's for everybody.
Anybody want to come up?
Oh,
Yeah, and you want to come back up and do your thing live?
I will do it, but not on the camera. I'm not coming back.
Come on, Batman.
Batman, that's all you.
Who?
Bryce.
I am not camera ready. I think I can.
Want to come up, Bryce? First guy to do it live on camera
Oh,
for WellCare for the whole world.
oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, who's gonna do? Who's gonna do?
I play on the set.
Okay. All right. So you did a good job yesterday. Which one are you gonna do first?
Purple
cow.
Purple cow. Now you remember the first two you have to get exactly right. Or we have to cut because it doesn't count. Because we've got to show the world that we do it perfectly, and you get the book. So at Southern Desert today, we came up with a new thing. When you're ready, give the thumbs up, and then I'll say action.
When you're ready.
My name is Bryce Edwards. I'm gonna do.
supposed to give thumbs up.
Gotta give the thumbs up when you're ready.
Give it thumbs up.
Thumbs up when you're ready. It's new.
Yeah. Action.
Quiet on set.
3, 2.
My name is Bryce Edwards, and I'm gonna do the purple cow. I never saw a purple cow. I never hoped to see one. But oh no. Okay.
Want to say company?
Wow. Okay, cut.
But I can tell you anyhow.
I can tell you anyhow. Okay. I never saw a purple
Thumbs
cow.
up. Action.
Quiet on set.
3, 2.
This is not 3.
Okay, wait a
Black Widow.
I tried to shake it so I could
Yeah.
see 3.
Action.
Quiet on the set.
3, 2.
I never saw a purple cow. I never hoped to see one. But I can tell you anyhow, I'd rather see than be one.
Good job. Be live on camera.
And I can ask Claire.
You want to do it, Chevelle?
I can do the, but he just did the purple cow.
You can do the purple cow.
Okay.
This will be our first
Thanks.
day.
It's the
I might
first
do the
lady
red
in the history of
wheelbarrow.
the universe. Zenobia, you weren't on tape, were you? Video?
graduation, I went.
Oh, yeah, okay. Unofficial, but good. But Zenobia was the first person to do it, period.
Get it right.
Here.
Yep.
But you gotta move up to the camera because we can't see you. Move forward.
Oh, prim and proper.
Action.
Quiet on the set.
3, 2.
My name is Crystal Williams, and I will be doing the purple cow. I never saw a purple cow. I never hope to see one, but I can tell you anyhow, I'd rather see than be one.
Okay, so hold on. So just remember, if you don't get it right the first time, how does it feel, Daniel? It's harder, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just saying, I'm not trying to add any pressure.
Crystal, you got this. Okay, 2 minutes. You got this.
You got it.
You stop trying to give her cortisol injections. You leave
That's
her
my
alone.
job.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
You got this.
Okay,
Cut. Okay, action.
Quiet on set.
3, 2.
and now I'll be doing the red wheelbarrow. Yes. So much depends upon a red wheelbarrow. Glazed with rainwater beside the white chicken.
Good job. Progress.
Once again.
Now,
Class full of Shakespeare.
get one of them? Not ready?
I'm really not.
I already told you this is not going on camera. I didn't prep for this. Like, do you see
Who's
my
got
hair?
the bag?
That's not
I'd rather see than be one.
Okay, Donald, do you want to go back up?
Sure.
Okay, good. Got a little bit more film on the camera, so.
Good job.
Hold it back.
Okay, who's gonna do Donald's job?
I'll do it.
Okay, Armando? Now, you know how to do it?
You go in and
Get the earphones out your ear, man.
Perfect.
Good job.
I'm gonna do,
Cut.
Thumbs up when you're ready.
Thumbs up. And you got
Or you
some
just
video.
yeah, I didn't get to see which one. I didn't get to
Red
pick
wheelbarrow,
which one.
purple cow. We did them yesterday. Got it.
Okay.
Which one are you gonna do?
I don't know. Purple cow.
Okay, good. Excellent. Okay, action.
Quiet on set. 3, 2.
I never seen a purple cow.
Cut. Saw.
And you didn't
I
introduce
never
yourself.
saw a purple cow.
You gotta introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna take forever.
That's a belief.
Did they watch the
That's a
video
negative
of the guy
belief.
doing it?
Huh?
Did they watch the video of the guy doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ruben and Sally's.
I hope you guys have a nice, comfortable chair.
Action.
Quiet on the set. 3, 2.
I never saw a purple cow. I hope I never see one.
Cut.
Just start with your name first. I think you'll do
I never hope to see one.
There you go. But I can tell you anyhow.
But I can tell you anyhow, I'd rather see than be one.
Right. Okay.
Just try to get-
Action.
Quiet on set. 3, 2.
My name is Donald and I'm doing the purple cow. I never seen a purple cow. I hope to never see one. But I can tell you now, I'd rather see than be one.
Almost.
Where did I mess up?
Look at it again.
I never saw a purple cow.
No, I'm going without looking at it.
I never saw a purple cow. Say,
I never saw a purple cow.
I never hope to see one.
I never hope to see one.
But I can tell you anyhow, I'd rather see than be.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Now just do it from the top. Action.
Quiet on the set. 3, 2.
My name is Donald. I'll be doing a purple cow. I never saw a purple cow. I never wish to see one. But I can tell you anyhow, I'd rather see than be one.
Okay, close, close. So now you notice, so I want to acknowledge something that Donald did that was good. It doesn't work on the first two. First two, you got to get perfect. But when you get to the ones after the first two, you can improvise and change a word. So he changed the what word?
Hope
He made it
Hope to wish.
Mhm.
I didn't cut him because it made sense and we're running out of film. Okay, so you want to try it, Carl? One shot.
I got you.
Okay, the red light's flashing on the, running low on film.
I got you.
Okay, good.
Okay, then when it shuts off, then I'll do it.
Okay, which one are you gonna do first?
Purple cow.
Purple cow, okay.
Hi, how y'all doing? My name is Carl Wilson. I'm
Go
about to oh, my bad. Thumbs up. My bad. Thank that.
Action.
Quiet on the set.
You're supposed to say it to the set, not to the guy.
Oh, quiet on the set.
3, 2.
Hello, my name is Carl Wilson. I'm going to be reciting the Purple Cow. I never saw a purple cow, and I hope to never see one. But what?
I never saw a purple cow.
And I hope to never see one.
No, I never hope to see one.
I hope to never see one.
No, I never hope to see one.
I never. Okay, guys.
So the first line starts, I never. The second line starts, I never.
Okay.
Okay, good. Ready?
Yeah.
Action.
Quiet on the set.
3, 2, 1.
How y'all doing? My name is Carl Wilson. I'm about to be reciting the Purple Cow. I never saw a purple cow. I hope to never see one.
I never.
It's like a metaphor, a little bit.
So do you know what you're doing wrong?
What?
You're starting the second line, I hope to never see one. You're supposed to say, I never hope to see one.
All right, we got
Okay?
it. We got it.
Action.
Quiet on the set.
3, 2.
Hello, my name is Carl Wilson. I'm going to be reciting the Purple Cow. I never saw a purple cow. Hope to never see I hope to never see one, but I can tell you anyhow, I'd rather be one than see one. I'd rather see one than be one.
No.
Right?
No, see them be one.
See them.
Okay, we'll do it tomorrow. So, Carl, you do deserve credit for coming up here and doing it. How'd you feel?
All right, good.
You felt good?
Okay.
Like doing karaoke?
At first I was kind of not.
Karaoke?
I had it, but karaoke is good. I felt good. I got the support enough.
Okay. So Glenn, did you remember any of these? Didn't you do them in class?
I might be able to do one.
You want to try?
Come on. Try.
Okay, good. So Glenn was in class in April? Was it April?
Yeah, April. Late March.
We've been waiting for Glenn ever since
The
then.
date on this is March 30th.
Okay,
My name, it's new.
action.
Quiet on the set.
3, 2.
My name is Glenn Pulliam, and I'm going to recite the Purple Cow. I never saw a purple cow. I never hope to see one. I can tell you anyhow, I'd rather see than be one.
Good job. So that was what, 9 months ago?
Yeah.
That was afterwards.
Yeah. So that was after 10 months. So just imagine 10 months from now, you're going to still be reciting the Purple Cow.
Purple cow.
And then to your kids and grandchildren. Okay, well, thank you, world, for being there. This was the graduation 1.3. We now have all of the people from class number 1, the historic first class at WellCare, have now graduated. So it's now up to you guys, the second class, to carry on the tradition that was started.
Second class, whoop, whoop.
There you go. Thank you.